Awesome. So I have a really good video for you today. I've made you this picture-y graph sort of thing. I don't really know what it is, but I'll show you in just a second. That's going to flip the way that you see Amazon FBA and give you a more honest and truthful perspective on what it is and what it means to start an Amazon FBA business today. A lot of people think this is a fad. Some people think this is a scam. Some people think it's not. It's too good to believe and they could not possibly do it. I'm going to show you an alternative view, the way that I view Amazon FBA, and show you how sustainable and incredible this opportunity is, especially because you're playing on the right side of every single team. And I'm going to show you exactly what that means in this really cool graph that I've created on Photoshop. And we're going to use 4 really powerful statistics and go through them together to flip your perspective on Amazon FBA by the end of this video. So make sure you hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and I am guaranteed to read it. I read all my comments. So let's jump into this video. I'm here on Amazon FBA homepage, but we're actually not going to be diving into that today because this is what we normally do. And this is why a lot of people have the perspective that Amazon FBA and launching a physical product on Amazon is this loophole, this fad that's a really transient thing that's passing, or a get rich quick scheme. Sorry, I've lost my words today, but it's not. It's really not. And this beautiful looking graph that I've created is exactly why. And I'm going to show this to you, and I've got a really cool function on this graph I'm going to show you in a second. And I'm going to show you why you, down here on Team Amazon, on Team E-commerce, on Team Retail, is going to take over and going to be able to have a sustainable long-term business selling physical products. And the best way to explain this is Google Trends. So when I say to find a product, I say make sure you launch a product on a trend that is trending upwards. So if I was to come in and I was to type in tongs, tongs is a product. I wouldn't necessarily launch tongs, but it should be trending. If we go from 2004 to present, it's slowly trending up. It's not dipping, it's not up and down. It's a little bit up and down due to seasonality, but it's not a downward trend. It's not a static trend. It's slightly trending up over time, and it's going to continue to do that because tongs are a very simple and standard thing. Compared to if you want to look at the famous one, the fidget spinner, the search term, which is not a long-term trend. It's an up and a down. This is the best example you'll get of this, and you'll see everything between that. Another one I like to show you is magnetic eyelashes as a search term. You can see they weren't anything. They didn't exist. They were invented or started being searched in 2016. Massive up, massive down. Now, it's still sustainable, It doesn't have to be at the peak, but you want to see where this trend goes. You want to be making sure you're launching a product that's trending up. Now, on a more macro level, we want to be creating businesses in spaces that are trending up. So you have to understand that you're not just creating a physical product. You're part of this whole thing. So let's start with retail, because you are actually creating a product that's going to sell in retail. Now, retail is this one over here. Retail just means an exchange of goods. It doesn't have to be physical store. It doesn't have to be online. It includes e-commerce, which is online, and it includes a physical store. Anytime you've bought something, that's retail, and that goes into these stats right here. Now, this stat is mind-blowing. This is a worldwide stat that in 2019, $25 trillion was spent on retail, or an exchange of goods. And you can see that retail itself as a worldwide trend is growing every single year. 2020, it's going to go up by $1 trillion. 2021, another $1 trillion, another $1 trillion. It's growing very consistently over time, and it's expected to keep growing because there's more people coming to this world, and as consumerism goes up and more products are invented, you're going to keep trading and you're going to be buying more stuff. So let's have a look back here, and I want to show you something cool. We are on Team Retail. And what happens is, because we're selling on Amazon, which is part of e-commerce, which is part of retail, what happens when retail grows, have a look at this little green dot, that's you down here. You're also growing with it as retail grows. You're in the niche of retail. You're in the business of retail, and you're growing with it. So let's have a further look at one size down from that. So e-commerce, because retail, McDonald's is going to be counted towards retail, but you're not selling food in a restaurant. So let's have a look at e-commerce, because that means any commerce or any retail that's been purchased online. So US retail sales, this is global. Retail in the US is about 4 trillion of that 25 trillion, and also growing at the same rate. So what we want to have a look at, though, is that this here is in-store retail sales, and this is e-commerce sales. So this as a total is retail. So e-com plus the rest of retail equals the total of retail. But what you need to know is that e-commerce is growing. So e-commerce since 2007 was only $136 billion. Where it is now is $517 billion. And you can see it's had a steady growth every single year, year over year. And it's now 14% of total retail is purchased online on e-commerce. So you can see not only is this whole thing growing, but also inside this, e-commerce is currently 14%, but it's trending and it's growing every single year. And this is growing every single year, which is also going to, I didn't select them all. Let me get this effect right for you. So we've got e-commerce, which is becoming a more and more bigger percentage of retail. And Amazon is obviously 50% of the e-commerce. They have 50%. 1 in 2 things bought online in the US are bought on Amazon. Now you're on Amazon. So every one of you grows as e-com becomes a bigger percentage of retail. On top of that, Amazon is becoming faster and faster a more dominant force in e-commerce. You can see that this is the e-commerce empire graph on visualcapitalist.com. You can see that Amazon own e-commerce. They've got 50% or 49.1% of sales in the US that are bought online are bought on Amazon. And you can see this is still trending up. In 2016, they were only 38%. And 43%, now 49%. 2019, they're going to be over 50%, and this is still trending up. So while you're playing on the right team of retail, which is growing, and e-commerce, which is growing, Amazon is also growing, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger percentage of e-commerce. And that is making you bigger as well. So what I'm trying to show you here is when you sell on Amazon, you don't launch a little niche product, and this is tunnel vision here. You got to make sure that you know you're playing on the trends. You're playing on the right team. You're on the right bias every single step of the way, because retail is growing, e-commerce is growing, Amazon's growing, your business is growing. All it takes is for one of them to grow. If you stay static, you've already got more demand. So you want to make sure that you are selling on Amazon now, because it's a massive opportunity. And right now is the lowest competition you could possibly have on Amazon. If you're scared of competition, I've got strategies and I've got ways that you don't have to be scared. But if you are, it's not going to get easier in the future. It's going to get a lot harder. So make sure if you're looking to sell on Amazon and you're just worried about competition, now's the time to start. Stop putting it off, because otherwise it's going to get more and more competitive. And to answer that question in your mind, no, it's not too competitive at all to start on Amazon. You can see the whole market is growing. And that alone, not many people actually know how to market their products, how to get a good product with a unique selling proposition. Watch the video I put out earlier this week in order to see exactly how you can take a step away from competition and create your own market within Amazon and not have to compete with anyone else, or sell on Amazon in Australia where there's no competitors. There's a lot of solutions to this problem of being a competitive market, but you really just have to go find a product that you can improve on. See if you can find a product that's making $10,000 a month, make your product better. And then you're going to steal those $10,000 a month of sales from your competitor. Keep making your product better and better and innovate on it. Make this become your focus until you're stealing everybody's sales and nobody can catch you. So you got to do it the right way, because a lot of Amazon businesses fail. But you have to know that if you do it the right way, you're going to have incredible success. And that's because you're playing on the right team.